Hi everyone, I'm Coach Greg. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why you're not progressing in strength or hypertrophy. It's important to look for the right solution to this problem first and to look at absolutely all the factors that we're going to talk about. First of all, we're talking about non-training factors. The first one would be the most obvious one, which is the psycho-emotional state of the athlete. So it shows up in training and it's pretty easy to understand. Let me give you an example. You come to the gym to train, and your mind is on everything but training. Let me give you an example of a psycho-emotional state. 1. You got kicked out of your job. 2. You're being dropped from school. 3. You have been dumped by your girlfriend. 4. You have problems with your parents. And so on. In fact, there are many examples. These are the most basic ones so that you understand what psycho-emotional state means. This is the main obstacle to the growth of your results, and you need to do something about it. In this period, you do not need to train hard. You will say that training helps you to relax, so to speak, to get away from these problems. And yes, I will say that it is so, but it is not right, as your central nervous system will deal with your problems in the first place, and then already recovery and training. In this case, you should not go to your maximum limit in training, and in this situation, it will be better to take weights lighter than you take usually. But make, for example, 1 or even 2 approaches more. That is, you need to spend more time in the gym, but make lighter working weights until your psycho-emotional state will not normalize. The second factor will be your regimen. First of all, we will talk about how many hours a day you sleep. If it's less than 8 hours a night, you probably need to add hours of sleep, as you're probably just not recovering in time. After sleep, we're obviously going to talk about your nutrition. First of all, to progress in working weights, you need to be in calorie surplus. The lack of calorie surplus is usually a direct factor in the lack of your progress, because your body simply has nothing to build muscles from. The most important thing to know is what grows strength, and because of that muscles, is a positive nitrogen balance. That is, a sufficient surplus of calories at the expense of proteins and carbohydrates. If it is not there, then there will be no progress. The next factor in non-training moments will be your microtraumas, injuries. Obviously, when you have pain in your chest, shoulder, back, and so on, you can't train properly. So when you have pain, you don't need to think about progress, it's better to focus on your recovery. The next factor would be excessive physical work on top of your workouts. It is clear if you work at a heavy job such as a loader or any other job where there is a heavy load, then naturally your progress in the gym will be much slower. Let's not dwell on it for long, I think it's obvious. In this case, you need to either change jobs or accept that your progress will be very slow. We have dealt with the non-training factors, now let's talk about the training factors. The first and main factor will be the wrong organization of loads. In fact, even in the most absurd training plans, where absolutely everything is wrong, there will be such a person who will progress. But this does not mean that you will also progress. But if you went to this video, it means that the training plan you are training on is not suitable for you. There are many options to rotate your training plan. In this video, I will tell you about one of them. So you analyze what I'm telling you now and you look first of all at the non-training factors. If you're doing well here, you are in surplus, you sleep well, you don't have a hard physical job, and your emotional state is normal, then you need to look for a solution only in the plane of training. So most likely the problem lies in the wrong organization of training. The main option for rotating workouts would be to emphasize supportive exercises. The method is that to pump your squat with a barbell, you need to change the options of exercises. That is, if your progress in squatting with a barbell stopped, or you are tired of just doing the same thing, you need to try this method. Let's look at an example. Your task is to squat a lot and your one-time maximum is, for example, 120 kilograms, and you are stuck at 120 kilograms for a long time. Try this method. Your task is to come to the gym and do the same auxiliary exercises. Your task is to come and do roughly in the following order. Squat on the bench. Take, for example, average weights. It will be 70 to 80 kilograms. 3 approaches for 2 reps. After that, do platform press. Take average weights for yourself. 3 approaches for 8 reps. After you have done platform press, you should do squats with a barbell on your chest. Average weight for you, 4 approaches for 4 reps. After that, do leg curls, sitting average weight, 4 approaches for 7. 8 reps, and the final exercise will be leg curls lying or sitting, 4 approaches for 8 reps. But in this exercise, you should do the last approach in refusal. That is, gradually increase the weights, and in the last approach to do 7, 9 repetitions that it would be in refusal. That is, we did not perform classical squats with a barbell. We emphasized on auxiliary exercises and do so too. 3 weeks, after these weeks, do not do squats with a barbell to its maximum. That is, do 1 week to get used to, where squats are performed in the classical variation, and do auxiliary exercises in a light intensity. After which, the second week, do a walkthrough and set a new record for yourself. Also, I want to mention that a very common reason for lack of progress is hormonal failure. Let's analyze the situation. You are in a calorie surplus and sleep well. You have a good training plan, which you made with a competent trainer, but you have no progress, or it is very slow. Then in this case, you need to take tests for hormones. Usually in such a situation, when a person takes a hormone test, he looks at his testosterone and sees that there is 11 nanomoles, and for example, it is a man of 25 years old. It is very low. In such a situation, it is necessary to reduce the load in volume first of all, and in intensity. And here is a new method for you to progress. The method is called cutting training volume. If an athlete has been training 3 times a week, you should reduce training to 1, 2 per week, or even take a week off, and this will have a positive effect on your hormones. What hormones can be tested? The main list of hormones that can be taken now is as follows. 1. Luteinizing hormone. 2. Total testosterone. 3. Prolactin. 4. Estradiol. This is the most basic list to check if you are doing well. I want to emphasize the main factors if you have reduced your training volume. 1. Good warm-up. 2. 3 exercises per workout. 3. Low repetition work. 4. Sometimes you can work hard. What does reducing training volume give us? First of all, the fight against overtraining, which is caused by a decrease in hormonal background, it can work according to many schemes. The main thing in this process is to reduce the load for a while. This is where the video ends. To help build a proper workout and nutrition plan, I can help in my online introduction in my Telegram. Link in the description. See you in the next video.